Morning, everybody. How's it going? I am back for what is hoping to become a regular Friday morning thing. World building stream today. I know that we did one yesterday. I had some game prep that needed to get done, so hopefully nobody minds too much that I wasn't painting yesterday. But for today, I have a bit more game prep that needs doing, so we're going to work on that. And with some world building for the city of Havalis in my setting of Gatto. So I'm having a slow morning. Coffee just got made, haven't had any. So getting ready to kind of put the gears together. Good morning, my Stephanie. How you doing? Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute. Gotta wake up. I'm not quite awake. Got the coffee though, so I mean that process can get started. Happy about it. Oh, beautiful elixir of life. Hooray, hooray. All right, so we have some of that. So working on the city of Havalis. I've been playing in this setting for a few months now, but it hasn't been very many episodes. I play this with a group of 3 characters. One is a low-level warlock, the other is a low-level bard, and the third is a low-level rogue. I believe they're either all level 1 or level 2 right now. We've only played, I think, 3 times in this setting, so I know it fairly well, but I don't have everything figured out about it. And I have to have a game prepped for Saturday, so tomorrow night. So this is going to be part like world building and part like encounter building, because I need to figure out what they're actually going to encounter tomorrow. You got your coffee ready for world building? Yay. I'm glad. So yeah, what can I tell you about Havalis? Havalis is based on Santorini, Greece. If you don't know it, the pictures of it are absolutely beautiful. It's an island nation. It has 2 major cities and a handful of smaller hamlets, smaller centers. The climate is Mediterranean. And there is Alora. Hello, darling. Boss man's kicking around for a bit. Okay, do what you got to do. Stay safe. Don't get in any trouble. It has a very, very powerful navy. They have been under attack constantly for many years. People want to take them over because their land is very fertile. And they're a small nation. Like, they're not large at all. So people are like, well, we'll just come in and take over, and then we'll have your land. And Gatto, which is the name of the country, is like, nope, not having with any of that. So they have a very powerful navy. It's constantly deployed. They have strong agriculture, strong shipping. There is a small gem trade. But mostly they serve as a hub for trade. They welcome everybody who's not trying to take them over into their ports, and facilitate large markets. In the current time, it is the Festival of Kanuri. The Kanuri Festival is a 10-day festival that celebrates 10 major naval victories against people that were trying to invade. During this period of time, it is also seen as appropriate, if not quite customary, for foreign thrones to send gifts to the royal family. And some of them are doing this because the princess of the region is coming of age and they're hoping to facilitate a marriage contract. So the city currently, because of the festival, has about 4 times its normal population. There are that many people who come to see this festival and to trade at this festival. So this is putting stress on the policing and the military, because there's just that many more bodies to keep track of. It's putting stress actually on the sex work sector. Again, more bodies. And it's a business, like a booming business time for buskers, hotel owners, restaurateurs, etc. It is also booming business for thieves, pickpockets, and other charlatans. And steady business at temples as people who are away from home find places to worship. One of the backdrop stories that's going on in Havalis is that there is currently a gang war going on. Kind of for turf war on the streets. I was planning on running this crew through Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which is a 5e module that came out for D&D. Because I knew this group was going to be getting together on such an infrequent basis, I thought it would be handy to have a template to follow. Because then I wouldn't have to remember what was going on in the game. I was able to just be like, okay, this is where we left off. I left a bookmark in it, away we go. However, I struggle running modules. I have way more fun and seem to remember things better if I'm just making up my own stuff and going with that. So I think I'm still like reading Dragon Heist for ideas, but I'm not like super invested in following that storyline as written. But one of the things that I did take from it is that there is a gang war going on. I did use the names from the book, so it's the Zentarum and the Xanthar Guild. I like Xanthar as a character. I find him just interesting and quite comical. For those of you that don't know, he's a beholder. So one of the giant floating eyes that has many tentacle floating eyes hanging off of him. He's a very iconic creature in D&D and a very iconic character in Waterdeep specifically. So yeah, I just think he's cool. I like the idea of incorporating him in. That works for me. So there's a gang war going on. Ilaria's character, Therese, is related to this gang war that's going on. She was a member of the Mafia Don's family for the Zentarum, and was there was an attempt on her life and on her cousin's life. Her cousin didn't survive, but she's basically been thrown out of the guild, and the guild is working on doing everything they can to get rid of her because she was set to inherit some of that power, and people just don't want that to happen now. So I know the player really loves intrigue and court stuff and like politics. It's also that player's like first time really playing in a campaign. And another player suggested that she might like it just because she really liked Game of Thrones. So there's that high level interest in the intrigue and the politics and stuff like that. I can't say that I'm super good at doing that kind of thing. I find it takes a lot more foreplanning to make sure all of the clues are in place and stuff. And I was kind of hoping that Dragon Heist was going to solve my problem in that way, just because that's already pre-written. I just have to play it out as written. But like I said, probably more likely to use it as a template and carry on doing what I'm doing. The third character, I guess I should introduce them all. So Therese is a rogue, female human, low-level Mafia Don princess, and very bold, very daring. Kaiden is a warlock. His patron is an archfey named Kamari. And he's from a minority race group within Gatto that's like a fairly prevalent minority, like how the French are in Canada. You're still a minority, but you're big enough to be a culturally impactful thing in terms of the political structure and stuff like that. His culture group regards warlock magic as evil. And so while he manifested his warlock powers, saving someone's life, and like that was lauded as heroism, the fact that he like fell to using warlock magic in order to make it happen is considered unclean. And so he's been had to make a break with his family. He wasn't cast out exactly, but there was a very pointed, "You're old enough to move out now." So he did. And then the third character is Wink, who is a gender-neutral bard. I think Wink uses she, her pronouns, but I'd have to check my notes. Wink grew up in a brothel called the Frothy Clam, which I have to thank Lisa for because the name of that brothel kills me every single time. She has been playing to earn her supper since she was basically old enough to hold an instrument. And she's probably the most chaotic of the three characters. She just wants to see what's going on where and be part of the action. I know that that player, Lisa, strongly prefers having not like intrigue level interactions, but like interacting with NPCs, exploring environments, and fighting monsters. And she had asked me if they could have a monster fight this weekend to kind of take things up. So as part of the conditions for like what I'm going to be designing today, we need to find some kind of reason for them to fight a monster. So this is going to be my thing, my challenge for today. I'm thinking the obvious way to do this is to send them down into the sewers for something, because sewer fights are kind of a classic hallmark of D&D. So maybe that's an option. I should grab my challenge rating sheet and figure out what challenge rating I need for these guys. To whomever the third person is lurking, hello, happy morning. Nice to see you. All right, so what challenge rating do I need for a group of first level players? We could do some rats. Rats are good. A swamp blob. That would be fun. Could do giant crab. Giant crab is fun. Just gotta pull my chart here for a second. And 3, level 2. Applicable. Okay. Medium. All right, so that's what we're looking for. 360 XP. A Yamato. What is a Yamato? I do not know this word. Give me an explanation, please. Bullywugs. Bullywugs could be fun. Flying sword. Giant centipede. Like that. Those would live in sewers. So, sewer encounter. Why do they need to go into the sewers? Autocorrect. Tamatoa. Tamatoa. Yeah. Giant crab. I follow now. Yay, autocorrect. Yeah, from Moana. I follow you now. Tamatoa hasn't always been as glam. I was a drab little crab once. I love that song. 'Cause I'm beautiful, baby. All right. So, why do they need to go into the sewers? I think we're going to have them fight 3 giant millipedes. Or centipedes. That's what I meant to say. But I need to know why they're going into the sewers. They are going into the sewers to track down Dot. Dot is a very low-level thief who used to just be an information runner for the Zentarum. So Therese knows her. Dot is about 14, and under the old rules of the gang, would be too young to be picking pockets and stuff. And Therese knows that. So the fact that Dot is kind of out working already is concerning Therese as to what's going on with the rest of the gang. So they're following Dot. What does Dot have that warrants them following her? A map to something. Okay, how do they know about the map, though? Oh, right, they have a map. They have a map for something else. Map. She's gonna try to steal that back. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so what I had given them in a previous game was a map to a base location that was a materials drop for the Zentarum. And it's the Troll Skull Alley map from Dragon Heist 5e. Because again, I was trying to figure out how to run this thing without necessarily running this thing. So the map fell from Dot in the first place, so maybe Dot has the opportunity to come and try to steal it back. So, okay, so session is going to start morning, early morning, like 3. Dot is breaking into Teresa's room. To steal back the map. That she dropped. Get a perception check. DC 10 to notice she's there. Okay. So then head down to the sewers. Now the sewers in Havalis are an interesting kind of setup. I don't know if anybody here has read Terry Pratchett's books, but he's got a city in there called Ankh-Morpork, which is kind of based on London. And one of the ongoing things about Ankh-Morpork is that they have built the city on top of itself as other layers of the city have sunk into like a swamp. So if you can go safely underground, sometimes you can go many, many stories underground into old buildings and old ruins that have just been built on top of over and over and over. And I'm stealing that kind of for Gatto. That the sewer system is actually more of a combination of like subterranean tunnels and halls and aqueducts and stuff like that to make it more interesting. That there are people and creatures that live down there for sure. There's like entire populations. Trying to think. Morlocks. Was that the word from the X-Men? The Morlocks. That might be a neat note to keep for later. Question mark. I guess I need a sewer map, so let's find a sewer map really quick. And populate it with some stuffs. Stuffs. Oh, I must have closed out that tab. Where is this tab now? Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. So I'm just looking at Dyson Logos's blog, Dyson's Dodecahedron. And he is a very old school style mapper that I think is just absolutely fabulous. I have a lot of appreciation for his work and a lot of respect for the talent and skill that goes into it. So I just Googled his name and the word sewers, and I'm now printing a copy of the West Sewers Complex map because I'm going to use that to kind of guide what's going on for me. I'm just letting it print, and then I'll go downstairs and grab it. We can start kind of bolstering it up. Murlocs from World of Warcraft. Frog-like creatures. Frog-like creatures. Okay. There are frog-like creatures in the player's handbook. What are they called? D&D frog creatures. Slad. I think Slad are going to be too high. Frog monster, giant frog, bullywug. Maybe bullywug are what I'm thinking of. Yeah, bullywugs. Hey, bullywugs are on our list for appropriate challenge rating. So we can have bullywugs. Giant centipedes. Bullywugs. And then some kind of human, I think. Or a kenku. Maybe a kenku? I don't know. I think we should have one more thing, though. Okay, I'm just going to go grab that map, you guys. I'll be right back. Pardon Saxon making all the noise. Doggo! Yes, I see you. Okay, out of the way. All right, we have a map. Hooray, maps. This is a style of map I do not draw, so I have mad respect for anybody that does. I think that's really incredible. All right, so let's learn about this. What is going on in this space? Let us say that this is where they come in. Let's say they encounter the giant centipedes here. I'm spelling that wrong, I'm sure. Oh, maybe not. Ha, check me out. Times 3. All right. And then this is a drain. This is a grate that will lead them back to the street. Okay. So say they come down this way. We have kind of a set of 2 rooms here and a small foyer, and then we have another small foyer and a small room here. So there should be an Otiug down here. We're going to put that right here, actually. Otiug. Which means I'm going to have to stat that out. Otiugs are a fairly large creature, but I've deliberately told Charles that they exist in my sewer settings because they're how you clean up garbage. They love to live in the filth and eat it all and everything. This room has some kind of like practical supply closet stuff going on. It's got magic torches, rope, fresh water, climbing gear. This set of rooms is a Zentarum drop point. Hidey hole. Loot room for stolen goods. So we'll need to figure out what's in that room. In the Zentarum hidey hole, what do we have? We have some people. We have some like guards. Let's see. Getting a message that says my connection is unstable. Are you guys still getting me okay, Stephanie and Laura? Because that was confusing. Guards times 2. So I need to figure out what's in that room. Through this secret door, this is where the bullywugs will be. No, this is not where the bullywugs are going to be. Down here is where the bullywugs are going to be. Some lag, but it corrects itself. Okay, cool. Thank you. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, maybe we could do troglodytes instead of bullywugs. Because there's been a problem with those. In another area of the city. So we'll do that. Troglodytes times 4. And then up here, this is a secret door. I want this to be like a hidden even to the Zentarum. Hidden what? Some kind of like hidden altar, hidden chapel. Chapel of what? Of Niveen, the Silent Lady. Saxon. Hey. No. I don't care. That's unnecessary. Don't you come in here and start barking. Don't do it. I'll get mad at you. I will. That's unnecessary. No. That's enough. So we're going to have some acolytes in here. How many acolytes are we going to have? And are they going to be hostile? I think that they should not be hostile. I think that they should be kind of people who want to be left alone. Maybe related to the Morlock idea that I was having earlier. Sturgis times 4, Hidden Chapel. Okay, so how many acolytes do we have? We have 3 acolytes. And 1 cultist. Yeah. And I think, yeah, they are neutral. They worship the dark. They are not hostile. Want to be left alone. Maybe Naveen the Silent Lady is a reskin of Zoot Muggy, or however the hell you pronounce her name, the Fungal Queen. So this is an altar that is covered in mushrooms. So this room has myconid guards in it then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And that's only going to happen if they find this secret door. So I'm not too concerned about that. What kind of DC do they need to find that door? I'm going to say DC 15. And what do the acolytes of Naveen know about what's going on in the city? What do they know? I can think of like cool ways that they could be an enemy, like those spore-controlled ants that have like the funguses that grow out of their heads. That could be highly interesting, but I don't want them to be an enemy necessarily. But maybe that's how they have their spies. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so they have spies in the city. We know this. Fungal controlled spies in the city. They know that there is a third silent gang. That is stoking tensions. Between the Xanthar Guild and the Zentarum. The name of this third organization is what? Ceridian. Ceridian what? Symbiote, that's a little too alliterative. Conclave, complex. Ceridian coil. They know that patron god is Bane, god of war. Okay, I think that's enough for them to know right now. So this gives me a good idea of what's going on with things. We'll say that there's an acolyte here, an acolyte here, an acolyte here, and that the cultist is here. That will help me remember. What else did we say we were doing? We had 3 centipedes. I've now got 4 sturges hanging out in the corner. We were going to bullywug, but we're not going to bullywug anymore. We have troglodytes, though. Troglodytes are good. So I think that's a ton of encounters. I honestly can't see them getting through this entire map tonight, but that's okay. I should date this so that I don't forget where I'm at. Today is the 24th of April. Okay, so we have a map. Yay, that is half the battle. All right, so let's talk some more about Havalis because I need to know some more things about this city. I need to specifically know a little bit about what's going on with this festival. So Charles and I play a solo game in this setting with his character Kaiden. And the way that that works is he basically runs 2 character sheets. He runs one for when we play the group game, and he runs one separate for when just he and I play. Because when he and I play, he levels up further and faster and stuff, but he's still playing in the same setting. So everything that he knows to be true about Gatto from the solo game is true about Havalis. Gatto is the name of the country. It's what I call the game shorthand, but the city is named Havalis. But what he knows about Gatto as a country is true in either game. So this festival that's been going on has been going on for 6 days, so there's only 4 days left. And we've entered the portion of the Kanuri Festival where all of the major houses are hosting galas. To show off their wealth. To the city. The arena is still happening. The Bardic College needs to announce the winners of the Bardic competition. And what else is going on? There's the prize for the distilleries. That might be more fun, is to have them go into the brewery and distillery thing and have Dot try to pickpocket Therese there. That could be good. You're okay, Saxon. It's just the neighbors. It's all good, buddy. I don't need this to be terribly complicated because I don't think we're going to play for all that long. But I feel bad because we're only 45 minutes into the stream, and I normally stream for twice this amount of time. But I think this is about all I need. So what do I do? Call it for today, or what? My quiet chat. I guess I could work more on Agaton and all the rest of that. Not really feeling Agaton right now, though. You need more me. Okay. I guess let's do some work on the major houses because I need to get that sorted out. So let's do some houses. The houses in Havalis are, I want them to be a complicated mix of stuff that's going on. I don't know if either of you have read the Wheel of Time books, but there is a concept called Deus de Mar in one of the countries whose name is escaping me right now, which is called the Game of Houses. And it's basically all of the political intrigue and courtly manners and like other kinds of nonsense that goes on between people with wealth and money and too much time on their hands. In the solo that I'm running for Charles's character, Kaiden, he has just hired a consultant to help him deal with the Deus de Mar in Havalis, because he is very ambitious and wants to become a person of consequence within the city. So we can do up some work on the houses then to kind of sketch that in for me. Right now, I know that there is Prism House and Sapphire House, but I don't know much about any of the other houses. So Prism House has hosted a gala that Kaiden has already been to. They are politically lawful good. They are temple aligned, associated with the Navy, associated favorably. And just generally like very good people. Oh, and they're beautiful. Like they have perfected everything that they can perfect. Everything is an art form. So they're beautiful but benign. Benign is a good word for them. Sapphire House. The head of this house is Vangelis. I thought that was his name. What is his name? Oh, that's because it's in a different book. That's why you can't find itself. Vangeli, there's no S. Vangeli. Herovis, that was where the S was. Is the head of that house. They are associated with the king, advisor. There are rumors that they are involved in human trafficking. Kaiden's needing to figure out more about that. They are seen as circumspect. They don't take unnecessary risks. And generally like seen as reliable and loyal. So clearly there's like, this is a huge disparity in character. So I don't know if this is just one person or if it's the whole house. I think it's one person. It's just Vangelie. The rest of the house doesn't know. But will the rest of the house suffer if this all comes out? So let's talk for a second about the judicial system of Gatto. It's a patriarchal society, but it's fairly democratic. Women are, like, it's a very gendered society. Like, men work outside the home, women raise the children, but women are still allowed to like excel at a craft and own their own businesses and stuff like that. It just tends to break down along those lines. There is absolute like freedom of mobility in terms of marrying social classes and like moving of property. If you want to sell something, you can sell something. It's not a problem. The crown's not going to intervene. But because of the patriarchal nature of it, does it mean that if the head of the household fucks up, the whole family gets punished for it? Like if he gets stripped of his noble status, does that affect his wife and kids or not? I feel like the or not is the more interesting of those options. Yeah. Like she wouldn't get elevated into his position as naval commander, but she wouldn't be stripped of noble status. Okay, so in the event he gets caught, brought up before the king, only he takes the punishment. If they can prove they didn't know. Which is easy enough, because there's truth spells. So why is he doing this? Maybe he's being blackmailed? Maybe he's just a dick? I kind of like the blackmail option. I feel like that's kind of fun. I guess I need to like drill down on that. He was a dick to the wrong person. Could she take his place temporarily till they find a suitable replacement? I don't know. Like, I don't know how much tactical command experience she has, and he's like one of the heads of the navies. So it might be silly for her to take in that position because she just wouldn't have the knowledge base to do the job, if that makes any sense. Although maybe she does. Maybe she does. Why not? I wasn't picturing her in that role, but there's no reason she couldn't be in that role. Okay, let's say that. I like the idea of her being a powerhouse in the back of the scenes. She can assume his role if the king allows. Okay, so why? He was a dick to the wrong person and is being blackmailed. How was he a dick and who's the wrong person? He pissed off a cleric of Bane. Bane is a lawful evil god of war, and he's a god from D&D. He's not one of mine. One of his things is he delights in the torture of sentient beings as a form of worship. And so human trafficking fits that bill in my brain. So let's say this. So he pissed off a cleric of Bane. The cleric has bespelled him, put a geas on him, threatened his family. Corrupted him. Let's use the word corrupted for now. I'm going to have to drill down on that. Corrupted him. Why wouldn't he just hand over the Navy? That doesn't make sense. Why would it be specifically this? Because the cleric of Bane is trying to bring Bane's presence into Gatto. Threaten the family. Yeah, right? Like, that's kind of the easy one. It's a little bit tropish, but it's definitely always a good motivator for blackmail. So I don't need this guy to be, like, super original in the storytelling again. I just need him to be functional. Okay, let's go with threatened the family for 500, Alex. Threatened his family. Threatened to take his family. Take and torture his family. Unless he provides replacements. There are how many people currently captured in the Sapphire Vault? 4. How many kids does this guy have? Let's roll a dice. Let us roll a d8. All right, so he has enough people to meet this bargain. They just haven't been delivered yet. Okay. So he thinks as soon as he's done trading off. But this guy's going to keep working on him. He's gonna like eventually try to break the Navy from the inside by corrupting this guy, by corrupting Vangeli. He thinks the trade-off will end their association. The cleric intends to keep manipulating him to compromise the Navy. All right. So, who's this cleric? What is he? What's his horse in this whole race? Evil cleric. Bum, bum, bum. We know he's a cleric of Bane. What level is he? Let's say he's level 3 for now. What's his name? We need a name. God, I feel like I spend so much time looking up names. Seoris, I like that. I'm not giving him a second name. He's just Seoris. Like, Cher is just Cher. I like that plan. Yeah, I have this PDF of a book that was written called Gary Gygax's Book of Names. And it is, honest to goodness, the best resource I've ever found for names that is not like a baby name website. I use baby naming websites all the time. But they give you a lot of modern names, and I often don't want that flavor. I want stuff that's older. And this has sections on like medieval Scottish and medieval Welsh and medieval English, and it's just super handy. It's also got a lot of stuff like Polynesian and Arabic and like other areas of the world that I'm far less familiar with, but I want to be like very careful and respectful about how I'm using those names because I don't want to like reduce them to tokenism. Like I've got a world map that I've been working on that is for Lisa, and her character is Persian. Like that's her desire and design. Like all of the names, like and language and stuff that she uses originates from Persian and all of that. So like trying to like incorporate that into my map and do it in a way that is linguistically accurate and respectful and not like unintentionally racist, because I have concerns about that. I don't want to be offensive. So sorry, just pouring another coffee here. It's a little more hassle to bring up all of my coffee stuff, but it's really nice to be able to drink my second cup on the stream. So, yay, coffee. All right, so he's a cleric of Bane. His name is Seoris. What is his motivations? Who is he in league with? He is in league with... I don't want it to be Caius. What was the thing we were talking about just a minute ago? The Ceridian Coil. He is in league with the Ceridian Coil. That was our thing. Okay. So... they worship Bane. With the intention of... What is Bane's whole deal? Need the Pantheon. Is the Pantheon in the DMG? I don't remember. Let's have a look here. Okay, it's not in here. So I'm going to have to go look that up later, I think. Do some research on that. They worship Bane. We know that. They want to start a war. Are they chaotic? They just want to start a war. But Bane is lawful. He's not chaotic. They want to start a war to overthrow the government. For somebody. It has to be for somebody. They're trying to destabilize things. But Caius is under a different thing. So it's somebody else. Who's another player in this? Let's just make up a new country. And they will be part of my shadow organization. Roy. Okay, so we now know we have a new power working in the background of this, which I didn't know before, so that's really good. Roy. Yeah. Now I need to figure out where Roy is on my world map. Get that sorted out. Oh boy, drawing a blank now, dudes. And we're up over an hour. So I think if I'm drawing this much of a blank, I'm going to let it go for now. This has been pretty. See you guys next week, hopefully for a painting stream, because I need to get that work done. Wish me luck with my encounter tomorrow. That'll be good. And yeah, I am going to go off. So thank you for hanging out, and we will see you soon. And have a good rest of your day. Catch you later.